Hey, what's good, everybody? Check it out. I am getting into the out of the park baseball streets back again. Played pretty extensively since OOTP 19. I think I did play 1 year within the 20-year history before that, and then played pretty much every year. I actually did not play 26 until didn't really download it and load it up until about 3 days ago. Variety of reasons. Really bit by the bug to get back in and jump in. We're doing perfect team, of course. Pretty much the way it works is that I jumped into the entry pool this week, maybe I think like on Monday, I think it was. And right now team is 32 and 41, obviously not doing super hot. And here are the entry pool standings. There are a lot of really bad teams, but we're right there, 32-41. 438 win percentage, so not ideal. You can see the Salem and Draculas have only won about almost 60 games here and lost 4. Pretty crazy, but clearly they got some packs here. With our squad, pretty much NMS'd it, no money spent until now. So the reason why I jumped in and got these 2 rainbow packs is because there was this option which was extremely good value, and I respect OOTP enough with not being like super egregious with the microtransactions. My reference point is NBA 2K, which is probably like the worst in the industry, and I play a lot of 2K, so I kind of wanted to get jumping. I wanted to get into something a little different. So we got 1 rainbow pack. This item is limited to a quantity of 2 per team. And I bought a couple of these. We get a couple of perfect packs, which is awesome. I'm excited to get back in. I'm a little, I have a little bit of regret that I didn't jump into this when it was released back in March or April or whenever it was. But as I say, better late than never. So let's go ahead and get into it. Pretty excited about it. So let's jump in. Just kind of reviewing the team real quick. We did pull 1 diamond in, I guess, like the standard pack. You can see the obtain method here. We have 1 diamond in Drew Rasmussen. Delino DeShields from 1993 snapshot. Card art is from the 1990 Topps style. It's kind of funny. But obviously pretty solid plate discipline, speed, but then also crushes lefties. At least on the contact side, you see my team is really lacking in power right now. If we actually just kind of look at the lineups, not a lot of thump. Denzel Clark, Larry Walker. Sort of my strategy really early on, because we're talking about just like spending like dozens or hundreds of perfect points on players, was just to load up on players that were elite defensively, who were like bronze and silver players, because that's a great way to kind of raise the floor of your team. And so that was how we jumped in and did that. So I've been kind of moving guys around, and it's been working okay, but we've been losing some games lately. We'll see back in the month of June. It's not looking too great, and then there was a lot of losing in the second half of May. And then April was okay to start off with, and it looks like we were well on our way. But we've been playing, I think like around 500 ball since, so this will hopefully juice things up a bit. So let's jump into it. Here's the first one. Big reveals. Rosenhausen, Chris Bryant. Oh. All right, so we got Nomar. Pretty incredible. Let's take a look at these real quick. Chris Bryant. This is like 2016 peak Cubs Chris Bryant. Look at that. He's going to be our first baseman for sure. 114 on the defense. Power 105, 114i. Looking pretty good there. No issues with using that in terms of our first baseman. He's at 99 diamond. Let's get this Nomar Garcia Parra card. 39,014. So this looks like this comes from Hardware Heroes. 97 at shortstop. Whoa, look at those contact skills, gap power, power eye. That looks pretty solid. And then who did we get for silver? Jesse Winker. It looks like Isringhausen. This is the Mets starter version of Isringhausen. I remember when he was a closer for the A's, and he had various injuries kind of prior to that, I think. Rainbow Pack. I love that they added this, by the way, this year. This is new. The obtain time and obtain method. Yeah, no, this is good. 105 movement, 120 fastball, 106 curveball. These are pretty solid. So he's gonna probably move into our closer role. Then Jesse Winker, not great defensively, so I don't think he plays for me. And 117 on the eye though, it's pretty good. All right, now let's see. Let's jump into the other one here. I'm glad we got a historical perfect out of that. So probably gonna get a live one on this one. So let's see. Volume is much better. Shane Reynolds, Pavetta, Uvalde. Oh, there it is. So yeah, got a live card. The live cards historically have not been as great as the as their counterparts, but c'est la vie. That's just how it goes. Cool. So the way I do this, typically when I'm trying to improve my team, it's a combination of really kind of looking at the ratings and sort of their ability. I think Hal Brown is going to need to come out. We're going to move Dave Clyde to the bullpen. I never have any issues with moving starters into the bullpen role. So let's get out our friend Hal Brown because he has not performed well. -4. Hal Brown was a Red Sox pitcher back in 1954. There we go. And put Eovaldi in there. It's a no-brainer. Then in terms of the infield, friend Kevin Stalker is out. I already know that's not a good one. But yeah, and then we can look at relievers again. So Jeff Zimmerman has not been as good as I was expecting. He's got a -0.4 WAR. It's below replacement level, so unfortunately he is going to have to go as well. Put him out of there. And then we'll put in our guy, Jason Isringhausen. And then on the pitching side again, Earl Johnson, Eovaldi, Quijada. Waldichuk has a positive WAR. Earl Johnson, 1948, left-handed reliever. So we'll keep him in there. I gotta keep those lefties in. Manuel Rodriguez, negative WAR as well, has a lowish ERA. Let's see, his FIP is 360. The WHIP is 128. I think we'll move him. Manuel Rodriguez is a Rays reliever, so you know he is major league-ish. Yeah, Pavetta goes in here. I also have Yu Darvish. I'm not sure if this card is good though. Yeah, 75 on pitcher, pretty decent. Let's see. Chris Bryant. Trenton Brooks is actually... Oh, yeah. We can take out Andres Chaparro. Although this iron is very funny because if you look, he's got like 0.3 WAR, 472 slug. And he's got terrible stats. This is just one of those instances where he has very limited plate appearances at 41. Only 4 strikeouts and 41 plate appearances too, so he's like a less than 10% strikeout rate, but his contact is 65, so you don't really expect that kind of performance to sustain. So we are going to move him in favor of our guy Chris Bryant. So yeah, we'll move him, put Chris Bryant over here. Let's see here. Chris Bryant, 114, 103. It'll work. And then Shane Reynolds, of course, is going to have to come in. So we look at the rotation in the bullpen once again. Eovaldi is going to absolutely probably come in here. There's Ben Brown. Mordecai Brown. I mean, Mordecai Brown has actually been really good. 0.8 WAR. So it's kind of tough to move on from. You just kind of let him cook. But Ben Brown also been pretty reliable. Drew Rasmussen, oddly enough, has not been as great. So it's really kind of a. I think I would either pull out Mordecai Brown or Ben Brown. I think you got to go Mordecai Brown here. So we'll put Eovaldi in here. Some Monte Weaver. So we'll put. Yeah, I mean, we're probably going to have to move Eovaldi. We'll shift him around. So Eovaldi will keep in the 5th spot. I think Isringhausen's the closer now. Mordecai Brown, probably long relief. Pivetta. I mean, Pivetta's an actual. So Pivetta is going to move into the rotation here. So I think this is pretty much a no-brainer at this point. So Pivetta goes in there. We'll give Bob Gibson an extra day of rest. That way it'll be set up as Eovaldi, Rasmussen, Pivetta, Bob Gibson, then Monte Weaver will end up being the 5th starter. So why don't we do it like this then? We do Eovaldi, Rasmussen, Pivetta, and then Bob Gibson or Monte Weaver. That's what we'll do. We'll do this, and then Monte Weaver is the 5th starter, basically. And that's it. That's how we'll roll it. Probably put Pivetta 2nd, so it'll be Eovaldi, Pivetta, Rasmussen. Bob Gibson is the 4th starter, Monte Weaver, and then this will be middle relief right here. That looks pretty good. Mordecai Brown, Michael Fulmer, David Clyde, long relief. Probably one of these guys can go into middle relief, and we'll just use Michael Fulmer there, who pitched for various organizations this year. Does not have great stuff. But yeah, that'll work. Okay, so let's focus on the offensive side of things now. We have made some moves, so we can put, let's see, we got all of our guys in there. Oh yeah, and then there's the Shane Reynolds thing. See, we're not done yet. We got quite a few pieces. So Shane Reynolds, I mean, I would leave these guys in, probably take out Earl Johnson. We have a bunch of lefties actually, so I think it's okay to move on from Earl Johnson here. Put in Shane Reynolds. I think same thing with Waldachuk, right? Like, even though he's been effective, he's not going to be great. Oh, we take out Fulmer. Fulmer's not going to be good. We'll put in you. I think this will do it now. So, Darvish, long relief maybe, or middle relief. We'll put him as long relief, I think, because his stamina is 63. Because that's what we just replaced. And then Shane Reynolds will actually go in here. Monte Weaver to the bullpen. And there you go. So down to 3 lefties. That's good. Specialist, 3 long relievers. I'm not sure. Yeah, we'll do you as middle relief. Mordecai Brown and Clyde will be the innings eaters. And Clyde has 62 stamina, and then Waldachuk has a 50 stamina. So Waldachuk really should stay in middle relief. Yeah, all right. So we'll keep an eye on Waldachuk, see if he performs okay. Much improved pitching staff. This is definitely an overhaul for the synthbangers. Bernie Carbo was put in for me last night. Still got 3 irons in here. Lansford is actually good against lefties, and he has been productive on that front. I'm going to show what he does versus left-handers here. It's pretty good. 281, 339, 386. So you can see pretty positive value there. All right, so lineup wise, this will also require some changes. Nomar is now going to be our shortstop, and he will hit third. And then I think Chris Bryant will be first baseman, and he will hit second. And there you go. Delino DeShields is one of our best hitters. Larry Walker has not been great. Actually, let's do it like this. Let's put H at the 2. Chris Bryant right there. A little bit more lineup balance this way. Yeah, this looks good. So first base, and then where's the first baseman? Who can play first? Trent Brooks can, so we'll put him there. Additionally, let's see, we get Chris Bryant once again. So this is against lefties. Let's do batting ratings. Actually, we won't do ratings. We'll do stats just so we have more context. No issues there. For some reason, this does not show the splits correctly. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Does it work now? Yes, that's a bug. All right, so shortstop. So batting stats 2 will show the WOBA, which is what we look at here. So against lefties, funnily enough, Larry Walker does pretty well. So I think we'll keep running with that. Denzel Clark is still a really good piece to have. I think we'll put him in, continue to run him out there in center field, right? No, Larry Walker's center field. Denzel has a 128 rating in left field. So we'll keep running with that. And then Chris Bryant, first base. Still kind of feel very strongly that he should hit second. We'll keep Carney in the leadoff spot. Nomar at first. Keep Larry Walker there. Then it gets pretty left-handed heavy. So at that point, we run Delino DeShields. How's Jimmy Crooks doing? Crooks is pretty bad, but defensively he's a beast. We'll just keep him. I mean, he's outperforming Dylan Dingler. Dingler's got a 208 WOBA, 46 plate appearances. Trent Brooks and Nomar. Okay, so who's going to be your backup shortstop? Probably Newt. Let's see. Or Eddie Miller. We should actually rock Eddie Miller. He is superior. Well, let's see. Second base, though, right? 120 at second base, 102 at shortstop. And he's 116 at shortstop. I think we just go Eddie Miller here. Yeah, and then we just take the best hitter against lefties at this point that's available, and that is going to be, whether you like it or not, Trenton Brooks. Probably league average around 312. Pretty good. And that'll do it. That's our squad. So yeah, still in the entry pool. Again, we picked these players up by getting the 2 rainbow packs, very good value. Otherwise, if you look, an all perfect pack is 335,000 perfect points. Rainbow pack is 140,000 perfect points if you get 2 of them. So if you look at it from that angle, it's basically like it's basically like $100 value, which is pretty crazy. So I feel pretty happy about that. Probably we'll do pack openings more at some point, but we're just getting started again. Again, I've been playing OOTP for a long time. Anyway, y'all, hope you enjoyed this kind of intro to my OOTP content, and hopefully the first of many. Take it easy.